Okay, problem with disagreement. We've got to focus first on the basic concept of agreement. Here's your concept, agreement. First, are words or phrases keeping the same number, gender, tense, mood, or other quality. Words have qualities. So the word desk. Has a number of qualities. Is it singular or plural? So first of all, we could say that the word desk has a number, and that number is singular. Does desk have a gender? So it's neutral, right? Neutral is a gender. Does it have a tense? The answer to that is no. What words have tenses? What words in English have tenses? No, that's a preposition. What? Yeah, verbs have tenses. Past, present, future tense of verbs. Verbs also have moods. Nouns have number and they have gender. So if I have the word desk and I want to replace it with a pronoun, I need to replace it with a pronoun that is singular neutral. Can anybody tell me what the singular neutral pronoun is? What pronoun would I use to replace desk? The desk blank is blue. What pronoun would you use to replace desk? Luke?
Chair.
It's not a pronoun. Michaela? It. The desk, it is blue. It is my gender neutral singular pronoun. Now they agree. Why? Because they have the same number and the same gender. That's agreement. The desk, she is blue. What has just disagreed? What quality has disagreed, Shane? The gender, because I've gone from gender neutral to gender female, or feminine, I should say. Disagreement problems happen when there's some quality between two words or phrases that must be the same. And you know this in English, even though you don't reflect on it. So, for example, could you type that styles of dance sentence for me, please, Dahlia? Dahlia can show an error, and we can see why she made the error as well. She's about to show a pronoun reference disagreement. If you notice on the MUGS checklist on the back of the top, it shows the agreement errors. So if you don't know whether or not you have agreement errors, turn your MUGS checklist over. Look at the top in usage and see if you have agreement errors. She's about to give a pronoun reference agreement error. I like the styles of dance because it shows the different moods the characters have and shows what their dancer is good dancing at. That's all right. There are a few typographical errors, but that doesn't really bother me. I see two pronouns in the sentence. Can anybody identify either of them or possibly both? Logan? That's correct. No, that's a verb. It is a pronoun. Sorry? No, at is not a pronoun. At is a preposition. And also, it's I. I and it are pronouns. What does I replace? So it can be any gender, right? I can be well, I can be feminine or masculine, and I is singular, and she's speaking for herself, so that seems to agree with her. Dahlia is singular, Dahlia feminine, so I replaces Dahlia just fine, not a problem, because it can be either feminine or masculine, and it is singular. What does it replace? What word in this sentence does it replace? Yes. That's what she thought. So, Luke, dance. Is dance singular or plural?
Singular.
Very good. Is it masculine, feminine, or neutral?
Neutral.
That's right. So it seems we have a singular, neutral noun, and that's why she used a singular neutral pronoun. But it doesn't actually replace dance. What word does it replace? Very good. Styles. It actually replaces styles. What shows the different moods? The styles show the different moods. The different styles show the different moods. So it's a disagreement problem because she has disagreed in what? JC, what has disagreed between these two words? Is it the gender or is it the number? I'm sorry? Nope, styles is still neutral, and it is neutral. So it would be the number. Because styles is singular. I'm sorry, styles is plural. Styles is plural, and it is singular. So Jimmy, which pronoun should she use instead of it?
The styles.
Nope, that's not a pronoun. So we want to replace styles with a pronoun. We want a pronoun that is neutral and is plural. They. You got it. Good job, Jimmy. That's a pronoun reference disagreement problem, and that's how you fix it. It's understandable that Dahlia made this mistake because she thought it was dance, just as Luke did, because dance is closer. But if you examine it for a little bit, you realize that's not what she's talking about. Who's got another pronoun reference disagreement problem, first of all? Jimmy, I know you had some agreement problems on your sheets there. Everybody else, I want you to do the same thing. Find those agreement errors in the past. Pull them up. Let's see some student examples. I can talk about other kind of agreement errors. What's that? Fine. If you have access to that writing right now, I'd like to see those errors.
I have another one.
Okay.
We have like 2 errors in this one.
That's fine.
Oh, I have one.
You have one? Good. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, no. Wait, disagreement AGR.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. AGR. So Mia, you can just type it and we'll see how well the class can do with identifying the agreement error. Backspace, 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 VI, T, T, backspace, T. There you go. Did I circle most? This one's pretty subtle. What does most imply? I'm sorry? Possibly, but not if I say the most difficult. I'm sorry? No. Why would I apply most to something? Why would I say this is the most difficult test? Why would I say this is the most enjoyable game? Why would I say this is the, I'm trying to find another most. This is the most delicious meal. What does most mean? Superior, the top out of anything else. So you've got a group, and this one elevates to the top. It is above all others. It is the one. This is an article. The article "an" implies one of a group of equal things. So Jimmy is a student in the class. Why would I say he's a student in the class? Why wouldn't I say he's the student in the class? Because more than one student, right? So Jimmy is a student in the class. He's not the student in the class because he's one among many equal things. But Mia has said, no, this is the most singular. There's only one. So which article should she have used? The activity I enjoy the most is soccer. You can't say on one hand, this is one among many, and then later in the sentence say, but it is singular by itself, the most, the best. Does that make sense? I know it's pretty subtle, but when I read that sentence, it just struck me as off in that way. I thought about it for a moment, and I realized there was your disagreement problem. Dahlia, you have another, anybody else have another disagreement problem? Excellent. Mia, could you just TJ over to JC, over to Andrew, and then back to Mason?
I don't know if it's a pronoun.
It doesn't matter. AGR is fine. Mia's wasn't necessarily a pronoun disagreement problem. It was a different sort of agreement problem. Just, it's okay. We're not worrying about spelling. We're worrying about agreement. Are you finished? helps with the period, and helps with the capital T. Thank you. Type delete or type backspace, please. Good. Backspace? No. Backspace? A. A. Backspace? There you go. Thank you. Travel has more competition and there is tournaments to play in. Can somebody find the disagreement? None of that sounds wrong to you, Mia? No. Andrew?
In between the there and tournaments should be an R.
Why? True. No, Andrew, and that's where we start, right? It just sounds better, but I want you to go a step further into actually being able to explain to somebody why it's a mistake. Dahlia. Thank you. Verbs have number. Is singular. But in there is sentences, it must agree with whatever's over here on the right. Tournaments is plural. So Andrew, what you've done instinctively, correctly, is you've changed the is from singular to plural by trading it out for are. Travel has more competition and there are tournaments to play in. So you're correct. Subject-verb disagreement. More. Other examples? Andrew, you have one?
Yeah.
Cool. Take the keyboard, please. JC?
I have one where it says Mason, but there is lots of practice to the point.
There is lots, and lots would be your, yep, lots would be plural, so it should be there are. Good. And JC and Mason and everybody else, you can write that down as a revision exercise in your notebook. I'm fixing your errors for you. So in your notebook, write the writing. The type of error would be an agreement error, and then write the original sentence, then write the correction. Remember, when I take your examples on the board, I'm doing your work for you. All you need to do is write. Oh, okay. Is it that? All right.
Isn't this supposed to be winning?
Yes, why? Aha. Okay. What's the relationship between this word and that word in the sentence? Grammar question. You have to understand words, their placement in sentences, and their relationships. What's the relationship between the word win and the word streak? Logan?
They have been winning
No. Grammatical relationship. Don't give me summary about what's going on in the journal entry. Tell me the grammatical relationship between win and streak. Okay, let me give you an example then. What's the relationship between blue and desk? Yes, Michaela. Blue describes desk. Michaela, what's the relationship between win and streak? It's not a losing streak, it's a winning streak. So win is describing streak. Andrew, which of those is correct? The first or the second? Correct. Because smiling is an adjective. Andrew, do you know what type of word smile is? It's not an adjective. That's right. You can't use a verb to modify a noun. You can't use a verb to describe a noun. That's what you did. You used a verb here to describe a noun. And Dahlia correctly correctly fixed it, even though she didn't know what she was doing necessarily. She took a verb and made it an adjective so it would be able to modify the noun. I have time for one more. Another agreement issue. You have another one? Okay. Oh, but Dahlia had another one too, so, well, keyboard's closer to you. So we're going to go for yours. Mason, do you understand the issue that you're dealing with? Because if not, I can help you verbally quickly while she's typing. Oh, as an adult, people can stay out later. What is people replacing? Or what is people connected to? Yeah, adult is singular or plural? Luke, stop it. He can do it. Adult is singular or plural? People is singular or plural? Here's your disagreement. Do you see that now? As adults, people, or as an adult, a person. Depends upon which one sounds better in the flow of the sentences. Okay. When you have separate desks, there are room for your books inside the desks, and there is more desk space. Oh, thank you. Natalie, can you find the agreement error in there? When you have separate desks, there are room for your books inside the desks, and there is more desk space. Very good. Can you tell me, considering what we've just talked about, what's disagreeing? Because it's similar to an example we just went over. Disagreeing with room, good. And room is what number? There are only two numbers, singular or plural. What is R, singular or plural? Nope, plural. So how do you fix it, Natalie? Done. How do you proof for it? Reread. Reread out loud and carefully. Natalie heard the error and could find the error quickly just by hearing it read. Okay, we will address the other errors that we were talking about at a different writer's workshop.